Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the colour along in Fairy Tales and Folklore. So as you can see from last time, I finished off all of the branches in the nest because it was a very repetitive type of colouring, so I did a few for you and I thought I'd leave the rest off camera so you're not, really bored watching me do the same thing for an hour. And I've also finished the eggs because I did them in exactly the same colours and way that I'd already started doing them. So I have only used on the eggs these two different palettes. So we've got the Pink Rose, Deco Pink and Clay Rose, which is the lighter, more rose gold looking colour. And then we've got the Purplish Red, Raspberry and Tuscan Red for the deeper, darker pink colour. So I'm going to zoom you in and you can pause this or just have a look if you want to see exactly how I've coloured it. It really is just from dark to light everywhere. I don't really have another way of colouring. It's just dark to light, blend in from the deepest colour I can get to the very lightest part of the gradient. So I'm here with Buddy today. Buddy, Buddy, say hi, bud. Hi, bud. Hello. Oh, still in the puppy biting phase. Here, bite this instead. Bite this instead. Good boy. Good boy. I've got his bed next to me and I'm keeping half an eye on him while I'm doing this. So I'm just hoping he has been out. He's just been out. So I'm just hoping that we don't have any accidents, but I'm just trying my best to keep an eye. No. Oh, no. So yes, I thought today that we would continue with the gemstones because we haven't got much blue on here at the moment and really we only have a very limited choice of colours. So I'm going to continue with blue gemstones and then I want your ideas please on how to colour the birds, because if I can't do them brown because they're sat on the brown nest, so it's not going to show up very much, it's not going to have that contrast. And I can't really... I mean, I can do pink and blue, but is it all just going to look a bit too pink and blue? Do you know what I mean? What can I do? Like, there's nothing else I can really do unless I make them monochrome and grey. So I'd like to know your ideas. If you think I should just do them pink and blue, the same as the jewellery and the eggs, absolutely fine, we will do that. If you've got any other ideas, let me know. I'm also wanting to know what to do about the leaves on this nest because we have nothing that resembles a green. And again, you do get brown leaves, but brown on brown, it's just not going to pop in the way that I want it to. So all ideas on a postcard, please, or in the comments below. And yeah, let me know what you think. So Buddy's just trying to bury some of his toys underneath the cushion in his dog bed. So he's pretty, being kept pretty occupied at the moment. So I think we're okay. Right, so I'll get the blues out. Now, just as a refresher, the blues that we're using are from the Artex pencils, and they are Delft Blue, Light Cerulean Blue, and Pastel Blue. Can you hear him scratching? Okay, so let's do one of these crystals then, one of these. I'm just making sure that I've got you on screen. We'll start off with the darkest, the Delft Blue. And I'm going to just do this very randomly. So I'll colour the darkest right up to the edge of this line. And I might even just put a bit more of this up here, sort of parallel to this edge, just to give it a bit of interest so it's not just light to dark, dark to light. Can you hear him scratching away? And when you've got that deeper colour right at the edges and then very, very light pressure towards the inside, we can start to layer in the second colour, which is the light cerulean blue. And that will just go over the light pressure area that we've left for blending. Like that. I'm blowing again, I need to be brushing. And then the pastel blue, always leaving just that little bit of the white of the paper showing for maximum contrast. Now if I wanted to go for full-blown contrast, I would be putting a really dark blue or even a touch of black in these deeper areas, and you're more than welcome to do that, but I think I'm just going to leave it to these softer blues at the moment. Now on the other side, it's up to you where you want to do it. You can start again from this left-hand side and work right. I tend to do these kind of crystals, these, what do you call them? Stick crystals. I tend to do them a bit different on every facet just to make it interesting. So I might just bring down some colour from the centre here, make it into more of a triangular shape, tapering down into the centre. Come on, bud. Bud. No. Oh, no. He just pooed on the floor behind me, guys. What am I going to do? I literally took him out before I started this video and I was out there with him for a while. I don't know. Anyway, what's done is done. I've cleaned it up. I've took him outside. Obviously didn't need to do anything else. So he's come back in. Oh dear. Right, okay. Hey. 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 Calm down now. Calm down. Right. Delft blue. Put in a bit of colour in like an upside down triangle, tapering off to the middle. And then light cerulean blue. I wonder if he'd come and sit on my knee. I think he's got a bit too much energy at the moment. Buddy? Bud? See, this is why you're not getting videos much, guys. Because I cannot properly watch him by myself. And everyone else is in bed. So... So I've just cycled through the different colours there. He's got my slipper now. Fantastic. And then I'll do it up this side this time, the darker bit. Don't have as much room to play with here. So just do a quick dark to light gradient. I think I'll put a bit more of this mid-tone, a light cerulean blue in there, and maybe just a little tickle more on here. It might not be able to see properly on the camera, you know, the difference that it makes just to do these very light washes of colour, I suppose, but it does, it really softens it. And I'm going to start from this. I'm going to get my slipper off him before he rips it to bits. I'll start from this corner. And I'll just do a bit in this corner as well while we've got the dark blue. And the same up here. Mid-tone. Buddy. Come here. Come here, bud. Come here, bud. Come here. And put him on my knee. Why don't you watch what we're doing, look? Why don't you watch what we're doing? Right. And then I've got the pastel blue. And that's pretty much it. I might want to put just a bit more of this dark blue in this corner. Do with a sharpen, mind your ears. What was that? What was that, bud? So I've been reading your comments on the last video about Buddy and about crate training. It's not something I've ever done with any of my dogs. It's not that I'm completely against it, and it probably is like the best way to train and house train and stuff, but I just can't lock them in a crate, you know. I feel so awful, and it probably is, like I say, it's a me problem, it's not a crate problem. But like somebody commented, you know, crate for 72 hours, taking them out for wheeze and plays, a bit of playtime, and then back in the crate. I don't know, it doesn't sit right with me. And I know that now we've had him over 2 weeks. If I was going to do crate training, I should have done it on day one, because now if I put him in a crate, he's going to cry, he's going to wonder why he's not allowed to come and sit on the sofa with us anymore and relax and fall asleep with us, you know. It's going to be really strange and confusing for him. And I don't think I can do crate training. So any more ideas, let me know. Basically, at the moment, I'm just taking him out regularly. I'm watching out for signs when I can and when he's not secretly doing it behind my back in the split second that I didn't look at him. And yeah, I'm just making sure that he goes out regularly and stuff. So any other ideas? If there's anything else I can do, let me know. Obviously, he's only 3 months old. He's just turned 12 weeks, so he's got a long way to go yet. He's still a baby, and I'm not, you know, telling him off or anything like that. If he does have an accident, we just clean it up quietly and move on. Take him outside straight away, and then if he does do anything, he gets loads of praise and a treat. But it still seems like, at the moment, he's not grasping the whole, you've got to do it outside, not inside to get the treat, if you know what I mean. But like I said, he's only a baby. You're only a baby, aren't you, baby? You're only a baby. He's sat on my knee now. He's being quite good. But you know what? He was absolutely brilliant yesterday. We took him in the motorhome for a day trip to Derwent Dam. It was where the dam busters famously practiced their raids and tested the bouncing bomb. If you know anything about war or history, you'll have probably heard of that. And it's not too far from us. Bloody fly. It's not too far from us. It did seem to take longer than I thought, though. It was over an hour's run. But yeah, anyway, we took Buddy with us. We've been taking him out in the car loads just to get him used to it. Because like I mentioned before, Rosie was a really bad traveller. She's scared of the car and everything. What's up? What's up? So we've been taking him out loads, and he doesn't shake in the car anymore. So used to be he'd get in and he'd be shaking. Now he doesn't. He's still a little bit unsettled at first, but he does manage to go to sleep after a bit, so that's good. And he was a really good boy. He really enjoyed the walk. Are you trying to eat my book now? He really enjoyed the walk, and it knackered him out, obviously. He's only got little legs. And he was just so good in the car, you know, all the way there and back. What's up? What's up? Do you like this colour? Hey? And yeah, he was lovely. He was great on his harness and everything. He still pulls a bit on the lead and stuff, but like I said, he's not used to it, so he's bound to not know what's going off. But he loved all the different sights and smells and sounds and people and animals and everything going past. So what's up? What's up? Hey? You know, we're talking about you. That's what it is. You can hear us talking. So I've took him for, well, including that one, I've took him for 2 walks now, because he was only able to walk on Tuesday, you know, after his injection last week. So he's been on 2 walks. Both walks he hasn't done a wee-wee, even though we've been out for quite a while. And he's done a poo-poo. I should really not be saying these key words while he's on my knee, should I? But as soon as he got back, I mean, yesterday we were out all afternoon. He didn't do one at all, and it was like hours and hours. And as soon as we got home, he went straight out and did it. It's like he's holding it in for some reason. I don't know if it's because he finds it strange being in a different place, you know, with all the distractions and stuff going on. Could be that. But, you know, he's only a baby, aren't you? So enough with the buddy talk, because there'll be people that are just fed up of it. So I'm going in with the mid-tone now, the light cerulean. He's trying to eat my book. And I'm just filling in a bit more of the white every time. Super simple. Oh. I'm not put any dark on that facet in the corner there, just for a bit of something different. And now with the pastel blue, we'll just fill in a bit more of the white until there's only a bit left. Very simple. Now what you can do is get your darkest blue and make sure it's really sharp, and you can put a few little inclusions in it. I think they call them inclusions, I don't know. Hey, what's up? Just little kind of slashes that are a little bit thicker at one end. Again, it just makes it look like quite rough, you know, the crystal. Gives it a bit more texture. I'm just thinking if I can do this kind of shape very lightly on the other side, just so it's almost see-through. I don't know if that works or not. It might need to be done with a black. You want to go in your bed, or are you okay? You want to lie down? But yeah, just putting in little flicks, very sharp and fine here and there. Some of them you can make more obvious than others. Some you can just do really lightly, and it will just all add to that texture. You want to go in your bed for a bit? Hey, go on then. That's it. You lie down for a bit. He's lying down now. For how long, I don't know. So yeah, a bit chaotic, guys, at the minute. Okay, so we've done the two. These have got names, these crystals, and I can't remember, and it's really annoying. So we've done these two crystals and this gemstone as well. Now we want to continue with the gemstones. So these ones have got little facets on them. You can do these ones quite quickly. Just do all of your dark blue areas at once while you've got your pencil out, because they're only very small. So just random. And these will be super fast. Hopefully you can still see, yeah. I have to keep pausing this every 2 seconds when he disappears. So just really quick like that. And then your next colour. Just colour near them. Near the lines you've already coloured in. Should have took him for a walk before I started this video, shouldn't I? And then he would have been proper knackered. And then with your lightest blue, just fill in most of the white space that's left. Now these are a bit messy, but that's okay because they are so small, they don't need to have an awful lot of detail work, and we can put loads of white pen on there. Come here. We can put loads of white pen on there to make them look really glinty, and you know, the eye will just think, oh, they're gemstones, you know, they've got the glint and the lights and the darks and the facets, so we don't really need a lot of, you know, very skilled colouring, which is good because I can't concentrate at the moment. There might be some areas where you want to define those deeper blue bits again, but don't worry too much about it, I'm not. Some facets you might want to colour completely with the darker colour, and some you might want to leave just completely with the lighter colour and the white. Just get some variation on there really, that's the main thing. So they look a bit rubbish for now, but we will get the white pen out at the end and zhuzh it up. So I'm just wondering about what to do with the round beads that we've got on here, because do I want everything to be blue or will it look odd? But really we've only got the reds to play with. I wonder if I did something a little bit different, mix up the palette a little bit. So what if we went in with the Tuscan Red as our dark colour and then blended it out to, what's this one? That's the Deco Pink. What if we blended the Tuscan Red with the Pink Rose? That might look a little bit different, maybe. Let's give it a go. So I'll start with this one. I'm going to ignore the highlight that's on this because I don't really agree with where the highlight has been illustrated on this. I want to do it a bit differently. And I've already got my light coming from this way on this gem. So I'm going to do it Tuscan Red here on the left hand side of the gem. Am I still in view? Yes. Great. Just checking. And then let me get that Pink Rose colour. And with these being Prismas, it doesn't matter that they're so different in colour, you know, in brightness and stuff. It doesn't matter. They're very, very good at blending with pretty much anything you give them, any colours. So let's pop that in there. I don't know whether it's really making a difference to look very much different from the eggs. Probably not, because when we're blending this Pink Rose with the Tuscan Red, the colour that we're making in between is very, very similar to the raspberry and the other, you know, like the clay rose and stuff. But like I say, we're limited. There's only so much we can do with this palette, and I really am trying to stick to it. So I just wish we had one more colour to play with. So just make sure that's deep there. I wonder if I cheat very slightly and come in with black. I've got a Polychromos black to hand, and just layer in a little bit more depth on this gemstone. Go on then. Maybe it might be just what we need to differentiate it from the eggs. Where's my Posca gone? I've only got the really big Posca. Right. I'll just use my colourless blender to drag this paint down a little bit and thin it out so that we've got more of a sharp taper. I think I just want a very, very small shine on there. Just wonder if I can put some paint on a palette. Make sure this is sharp. I can put some of this Posca paint on the edge of this palette here. Pick it up with my sharp colourless blender and just do a little bit this side. That's it, that's all I wanted. So that's a good idea. If you can't find a thinner pen, just use a colourless blender pencil. Make sure it's really sharp and dip it into the paint. So that's one gemstone. We have another big one over here, and then the rest are smaller ones. We've got some oval shaped beads and then some round pearl type beads on this one. So, not really sure. I want some ideas, guys. Give me some ideas for this one. I need all the help I can get at the minute. So I'm going to get the walnut brown and the Bista pencil. I want to try and do this key, but again, it's sitting on the brown. If I had even just an ochre or some kind of yellow, or I could completely do it in metal. I could do it metallic, couldn't I? Shall I do that? Let's see what I've got to hand. I've got my KJ Design by Karen paints here. Excuse me. He's biting my I've got my nightie on at the minute. I've not got dressed yet, and he's biting that. Need a brush. Got a little water brush here. Just clean off some of the old paint. And I'm gonna go for, oh, where have I put golden? That's my favourite. I must have got it out for some reason and put it somewhere else. I will go with royal then, because that's the next best gold. Don't know, can you even see this? I'm all over the place, guys. I'm so sorry. Getting a bit overwhelmed with thinking and talking and watching the dog. Okay, so I've got some of this royal paint and I'm going to pop it at the bottom of the key here. Oh yeah, that's wonderful. I normally like to leave paint embellishments towards the end. Because any more kind of coloured pencil work and I'm brushing it off and away and all the dust can cling, but we can always repaint it, so it's not a major issue. These paints are, if you've not heard me talk about them before, absolutely immense. They are incredible. The shine on them, the pigment, it's just absolutely fantastic. And I'll leave a link in the description for Karen's shop. These are handmade paints. All handmade by Karen alone. And they're just fantastic. Let's do these little bits in gold, because I might do that larger part of the key, that circle there, with a blue or a pink, just to tie it into the rest of the page. And then I'll do the handle of the key. Do you call this a handle? Do keys have different names for parts of them? They must do, I bet they do. So what's this bit of the key called and what's the top bit of the key called? This is my brain at the moment. What are you doing now? He's got my slipper again. I didn't even notice him take it off my foot. I think I'll just do this small one at the bottom in gold. I'm always trying to alternate things, you know, whether it's the pink, you know, the different shades of pink or whatever, try and alternate things. So I'll do different colours down here. I might even do silver on some of that, and then just a little bit of either blue or pink on this bit and this top bit. But let me grab a silver. I've got a gorgeous champagne silver called Bezel. It is my favourite silver ever. Let me hold on to this so I can get some of the colour on my brush. It's beautiful. Let's do a bit more area so that you can see it properly. Oh, I think that's it, isn't it? I'm going to do those three in whatever colour I do the top and the bottom, the top and the middle bit with. But, oh, I've gone into the gold a bit there. Completely lacking concentration today. So I just need a little bit more of that gold, don't I, just to fix up my mistake. There we go. So hopefully you can see. I'm just going to stand up and show you this, because I don't know whether we're actually under the light. There we go. Look at that. Look at the silver and the gold together. They are just incredible. Absolutely gorgeous. And when they're dry, they seem to become even sparklier, which is crazy. Where are you? You're there. So I'm so sorry that this video has been so chaotic, but I think I'm going to have to leave it there because he really is demanding my attention at the moment, and there's nobody that I can ask to watch him while I do this. So I will definitely be back. I'm going to film another part today later on when somebody's out of bed and they can help me look after Buddy. But as for this part, I will leave you with it for now. I mean, I could come back later on and just edit this part onto the next part, but I want you to know that I am here and I'm doing it. So I'll definitely come back later on today with part 3. And yeah, so leave me some comments, you know, give me something to talk about, and I just really appreciate you watching and colouring along. So thank you again for watching. I will see you in part 3.